Exodus chapter 28, verses 1 to 43. I am reading from the New Revised Standard Version, the Green Bible. Verse 1. Then bring near to you your brother Aaron and his sons with him from among the Israelites to serve me as priests, and Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. Verse 2. You shall make sacred vestments for the glorious adornment of your brother Aaron. Verse 3. And you shall speak to all who have ability, whom I have endowed with skill, that they make Aaron's vestments to concentrate him for my priesthood. Verse 4, these are the vestments that they shall make: breastpiece, an ephod, a robe, a checkered tunic, a turban, and a sash. When they make these sacred vestments for your brother Aaron and his sons to serve me as priests. Verse 5, they shall use gold, blue, and purple, and crimson yarns, and fine linen. Verse 6, for the ephod, they shall make the ephod of gold, of blue, purple, and crimson yarns, and of fine twisted linen skillfully worked. Verse 7, it shall have 2 shoulder pieces attached to its 2 edges so that it may be joined together. Verse 8, the decorated band on it shall be of the same workmanship and materials of gold, of blue, purple, and crimson yarns, and of fine twisted linen. Verse 9, and you shall take 2 onyx stones and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel. Verse 10, 6 of their names on the one stone, and the names of the remaining 6 on the other stone, in the order of their birth. Verse 11, as a gem cutter engraves signets, so you shall engrave the 2 stones with the name of the sons of Israel. You shall mount them in settings of gold, filigree. Verse 12, you shall set the 2 stones on the shoulder pieces of the ephod as stones of remembrance for the sons of Israel, and Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord on his 2 shoulders for remembrance. Verse 13, you shall make settings of gold filigree. Verse 14, and 2 chains of gold, pure gold, twisted like cords, and you shall attach the cord chains to the settings. Verse 15, you shall make a breastpiece of judgment in skilled work. You shall make it in the style of the ephod, of gold, of blue, and purple, and crimson yarns, and of fine twisted linen you shall make it. Verse 16, it shall be square and doubled, a span in length and a span in width. Verse 17, you shall set in it 4 rows of stones. A row of carnelian, chrysolite, and emerald shall be the first row. Verse 18, and the second row, a turquoise, a sapphire, and a moonstone. Verse 19, and the third row, a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. Verse 20, and the 4th row, a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. These shall be set in gold filigree. Verse 21, there shall be 12 stones with names corresponding to the names of the sons of Israel. They shall be like signets, each engraved with its name for the 12 tribes. Verse 22, you shall make for the breastpiece chains of pure gold, twisted like cords. Verse 23, and you shall make for the breastpiece 2 rings of gold, and put the 2 rings on the 2 edges of the breastpiece. Verse 24, you shall put the 2 cords of gold in the 2 rings at the edges of the breastpiece. Verse 25, the 2 ends of the 2 cords you shall attach to the 2 settings, and so attach it in front to the shoulder pieces of the ephod. Verse 26, you shall make 2 rings of gold, and put them at the 2 ends of the breastpiece on its inside edge next to the ephod. Verse 27, you shall make 2 rings of gold, and attach them in front to the lower part of the 2 shoulder pieces of the ephod, at its joining above the decorated hand of the ephod. Verse 28, the breastpiece shall be bound by its rings to the rings of the ephod with blue cord, so that it may lie on the decorated band of the ephod, and so that the breastpiece shall not come loose from the ephod. Verse 29, so Aaron shall bear the names of the sons of Israel in the breastpiece of judgment on his heart when he goes into the holy place for a continual remembrance before the Lord. Verse 30, in the breastpiece of judgment you shall put the Urim and the Thummim, and this shall be on Aaron's heart when he goes before the Lord. Thus Aaron shall bear the judgment of Israelites on his heart before the Lord continually. Verse 31, you shall make the robe of the ephod all of blue. Verse 32, it shall have an opening for the head in the middle of it, with a woven binding around the opening, like the opening in a coat of meal, so that it may not be torn. Verse 33, on its lower hem you shall make pomegranates of blue, purple, and crimson yarns all around the lower hem, with bells of gold between them all around. Verse 34, a golden bell and a pomegranate alternating all around the lower hem of the robe. Verse 35, Aaron shall wear it when he ministers, and its sound shall be heard when he goes into the holy place before the Lord, and when he comes out, so that he may not die. Verse 36, you shall make a rosette of pure gold and engrave on it like the engraving of signet, holy to the Lord. Verse 37, you shall fasten it on the turban with a blue cord. It shall be on the front of the turban. Verse 38, it shall be on Aaron's forehead, and Aaron shall take on himself any guilt incurred in the holy offering that the Israelites concentrate as their sacred donations. It shall always be on his forehead, in order that they may find favor before the Lord. Verse 39, you shall make the checkered tunic of fine linen, and you shall make a turban of fine linen, and you shall make a sash embroidered with needlework. Verse 40, for Aaron's sons you shall make tunics and sashes and headdresses. You shall make them for their glorious adornment. Verse 41, you shall put them on your brother Aaron and on his sons with him, and shall anoint them and ordain them and consecrate them, so that they may serve me as priests. Verse 42, you shall make for them linen undergarments to cover their naked flesh. They shall reach from the hips to the thighs. Verse 43, Aaron and his sons shall wear them when they go into the tent of meeting, or when they come near the altar to minister in the holy place, or they will bring guilt on themselves and die. This shall be a perpetual ordinance for him and for his descendants after him. I am reading from the New Revised Standard Version, the Green Bible, Exodus chapter 28, verses 1 to 43.